Hey guys, it's Luke, your digital concierge here at Gramophone, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think is extremely exciting and very near and dear to my heart as an audiophile. The Sonus faber Homage Tradition Amati floor standing loudspeakers. This one's going to be amazing. Founded in 1983 by Franco Cerblin, Sonus faber has been making top-quality loudspeakers for decades now, bringing many unique innovations to the table to develop speakers that not only sound amazing, but are beautifully and elegantly designed as well. Being the new flagship of the Homage Tradition range, the Amati falls right under their reference lines such as the Aida, the Lilium, and the El Cremonese, inheriting many of the patented technologies developed by Sonus faber. And this is the line from Sonus faber that also produces their highest end multi-channel system. Alright guys, let's get into the specs and features of the Amati and figure out what comes together to make a flagship grade loudspeaker. We'll start right here around the top. You can see up here you have your tweeter and your mid-range, and this whole element together is known as the voice of Sonus faber. Sonus faber uses almost exclusively silk dome tweeters on all of their products, but their tweeters have a twist that makes them very special and makes them stand out among other silk domes. This is what's known as a damped apex silk dome tweeter. They place a tiny little piece of polypropylene to gently contact the very front face of the tweeter. And what that does is that it allows you to get more energy and athleticism out of a silk dome, but mitigate any negative breakup frequencies that you don't want to hear. This also causes it to project a much better soundstage and greater, more accurate sense of imaging. And this mid-range is made out of a cellulose wood pulp. That natural material, just as the silk and the tweeter is a natural material, really just gives it that secret sauce for going to that next level of audio pleasantry. And I really get it, the whole ideology of using natural materials all around. It really works, and it's something you absolutely have to come experience. And if we take a look at the bass drivers, it uses two 8-inch bass drivers that are made from a sandwich construction, having foam in the center and more of that cellulose pulp fiber on the outside. These produce a very tight, very accurate, warm, resonant bass that never comes off as muddy. And a lot of that also has to do with the excellent cabinet and porting design, which we'll talk about next. Now, while being more of a design element, and therefore I will talk about it in more detail a little bit later, it is worth noting the cabinet as a feature because of what it really does for the sound in a speaker like this. From its shape to the design of the porting on the back, it really helps bleed off any negative frequencies that you don't want to hear and help that bass control with the way the ports are designed. Unlike most speakers where you just cut a round hole into the bottom of it and call it a day, they take it so much further. Every driver on the Amati is essentially inside of its own cabinet, as in there's spacing and cutoffs in the cabinet itself between each chamber for each driver, and each of those receive their own port. Looking at the back of the speaker, you can see that the ports are arranged in a slotted kind of elliptical fashion rather than just a round hole. And when you think about it, this makes so much sense, and they call this the stealth reflex system, as each of these ports is also damped with soft materials to control that energy as it comes out. The binding posts on the back of the Amatis are like small works of art themselves, feeling like they're built out of some sort of aircraft-grade material and made to look sleek despite being a part you won't often see. Shows Sonus faber's attention to detail, and that is a huge part of the bass performance of this speaker. The Amatis produce a frequency response from 28 Hz to 35,000 Hz, so this is a true full-range speaker. You get basically everything that you could want from it in exacting yet beautiful detail. The crossovers are set at 250 Hz, for the bass to the mid-range, and at 3500 hertz from the mid-range to the tweeter. And that creates a feeling of everything being very well blended. And I mean that not in a sense where you're losing any information, but rather that you're only hearing both speakers and even they just disappear in your room rather than hearing the individual drivers. I'll start with the dimensions. This speaker stands 46 inches tall, is about 16 inches wide, and 20 inches in depth. And it weighs 134 pounds, so this is some serious and substantial speaker. Now, looking at the bottom of the speakers, Sonus faber utilizes their zero vibration dampening system by a combination of suspension elements, floor spikes, and if you have hard floors, pads that sit underneath the spike. This ensures that you get no transfer of any energy out from the cabinet into the floor and that it doesn't leach out your bass energy. Really like that touch. Having heard these both with the feet off and the feet on when we had originally set them up, it's surprising just how much of a difference that actually makes. When the feet aren't there, you get a lot of energy just going into the floor rather than into the air, and it's just kind of off. You put the feet on and then everything is clean again. Looking at the back of the speaker, the extruded aluminum Stealth Ultraflex system is how Sonus faber does their speaker porting. It is, in my opinion, one of the best implementations of porting that I have ever heard. It does not ever chuff, it does not over-exaggerate bass, rather it is extremely well controlled, and it's the kind of thing that you can just look at and be like, this makes sense. As you see linear ports lined up along those fins, you can just see with your own eyes how that energy would move and be controlled. It's one of those design elements that is so natural, like every other part of this speaker. From its materials, to its shape, to every element of its design language, Sonus faber stands for natural sound. Looking at the top of the speaker, right under that glass Sonus faber logo is a dampening shelf, which is a patented technology by Sonus faber. You'll find that both on the top and the bottom of the Amatis, and they help control cabinet resonance even more. While these cabinets are made with excellent bracing, what these do is they work like a suspension system to pull out any extra vibration out of the cabinet. Most Sonus faber cabinets are designed to follow the shape of a lute, like a classic Italian violin. Italian violin, Italian speaker, see how this lines up? The reason for that is because that type of lute shape is excellent at controlling resonance frequencies in the cabinet. So between the shelf system, the incredible bracing, and the excellent build quality, now you have the very shape of the cabinet working in your favor to give you a better listening experience. And not only does it sound great, it looks just as drop-dead gorgeous as it sounds. These speakers are just as much top-grade home furniture and eye candy as they are aural bliss. The Amatis are available in two different wood finishes, a redwood finish, which we have with me today, and a wingate finish. Both of these finishes are absolutely stunning, and you have to see them to believe them. And either, I think, will work perfectly in your home depending on your aesthetic. But seriously, come look at these speakers. They are furniture of the highest caliber. These are a 4-post speaker, so there are 4 terminals for your amplifier, so they can be bi-wired. They run between 100 and 500 watts of recommended power, so make sure that your amp can deliver that. And these are a nominal 4-ohm speaker, so make sure your amplifier is built to be able to handle low impedance loads. With being 4 ohms though, it is easier to get that power if your amp can do it. And with a 90 decibel sensitivity, these are actually, at the end of the day, relatively easy to drive. For $29,900, the Sonus faber Amati set out to be the absolute pinnacle of luxurious and elegant design, as well as ethereal sonic performance. Guys, if you want more information on the Sonus faber Amatis, or any other Sonus faber product for that matter, head on over to Gramophone.com, or be sure to give us a call and stop by one of our showroom locations in Timonium, Columbia, in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Also be sure to check out our Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley. And I highly recommend you stop by Timonium where you can come and actually demo these because like I said, they must be seen and they must be heard to be believed. Whether you're looking for project ideas, need to schedule a service request, or would like to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, get inspired at Gramophone.com. Also, if you have any questions for me, ask at Gramophone.com. If you like this video, give us a like and drop a comment down below, and make sure you subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. But don't forget, guys, I want to hear from you. What do you think of the Amatis by Sonus Faber, and what do you want to see from me in the future? As always, thank you so much for watching. Be seeing you.